Okay, welcome back to the session. Yeah. Any questions as of now? Okay, fine. Yes, we were discussing about this push button for in case of any emergency to shut down the supply, and also isolation switch to cut off the all the power except lighting and also proper earthing. Apart from this, we should also have proper emergency lighting in the respective locations. And also proper earthing of position, interlocking to prevent the circuit breakers from being closed unless all the controllers are off in a position. Then safety points for operation, no loading over SWL, which means say working load, and marking of SWL, and also the load indicators for varying the SWL. Load indicators like I have mentioned for the belts. Similar way, we have to identify the indicators where this SWL will matter. For example, if you say in a hydro crane, they have a load factor or load indicator on the in the boom, so that by the angle the capacity of the hydraulic crane will vary. అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే మనము ఏ లెంత్ లో అయితే మనము ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ మనం బూమ్ అని దాన్ని రిలీజ్ చేసి వెయిట్ లిఫ్ట్ చేస్తామో దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని దాని యొక్క కెపాసిటీ అనేది మారుతూ ఉంటుంది. దాన్ని కూడా మనం డిఫైన్ చేయాలి. As I mentioned, these are the different types of conveyors. So if you see, all these conveyors are properly guarded, and it has to be equipped with a pull tag, which is also called as act as an emergency button. A pull tag, which is a full length of the conveyor. If you see here, I'm assuming it. This is a pull tag. So wherever you pull this tag down, so that the conveyor supply will motors supply will shut off. సో ఎప్పుడైతే మనము ఈ పుల్ ట్యాగ్ ని ఎప్పుడైతే పుల్ చేస్తామో ఆటోమేటిక్ గా మోటార్స్ యొక్క సప్లై అనేది బంద్ అయిపోతుంది. సో దానివల్ల ఏంటంటే కన్వేయర్ అనేది స్టాప్ అయిపోవడం జరుగుతుంది. Next, we'll see some of the safety aspects with respect to this conveyor belts. The conveyors are used when the path is fixed, and also the industrial trucks are used when the path is free, which means the path is different or variable. Conveyor shall be so constructed and installed as to avoid hazardous points between moving and also stationary parts or objects. The gears, sheaves, and also the sprockets, and also all moving parts shall be securely guarded. All the sheaves and the gears and the sprockets, like also we call as couplers, those kind of moving parts must be securely guarded. When workers have to cross the over the conveyor, ఎప్పుడైతే వర్కర్ల మూమెంట్ అనేది కన్వేయర్స్ పై నుంచి అవుతూ ఉంటారో, those crossing facilities affording a safe passage and also adequate lighting shall be provided. To cross underneath or at least 7 feet headroom is required. The crossover should be with a bridge, stairs, and handrails. So ekkadaithe mani crossover pettamo, it should be a minimum 7 feet height from the conveyor. The conveyor shall be provided at the loading and unloading stations, and also other convenient places with the devices, the pull wire for stopping, and also the conveyor is in emergency. also called as a pull tag or a pull wire, for the emergency situations we can able to handle. And 2 or more conveyors are operated together, and the controlling devices shall be so designed that no conveyor shall feed onto a stopped conveyor. అంటే ఏంటంటే ఎక్కడన్నా ఒక రెండు అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ కన్వేయర్లు ఒకే చోట నుంచి ఆపరేట్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఏదైతే కన్వేయర్ మనకి ఆఫ్ లో ఉందో దాని మీదకి రన్నింగ్ ఉన్న కన్వేయర్ అనేది మెటీరియల్ అనేది పంపించకూడదు. Where the conveyors extend to points not visible from the control stations, there should be equipped with a gowns or a signal lights to be used by the operators before starting the machinery, as to warn the persons who might be in a position of danger. So in the sense, if it is a lengthy conveyor, పెద్ద కన్వేయర్ ఉందనుకోండి, ఎక్కడైతే మనకి ఐ సైట్ అనేది కనపడదో అక్కడ బిఫోర్ ఏదైనా కన్వేయర్ ని స్టార్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు సిగ్నల్స్ ఇవ్వడం లేదంటే సైరన్ అనేది మోగించడం వల్ల ఎవరైనా పని చేస్తున్నారు లేదంటే ఇమీడియట్ డేంజర్ దగ్గర ఉంటే వాళ్ళు తప్పించుకునేదానికి ఆస్కారం ఉంటుంది. The operator should be trained in a safe work procedure near the belt conveyors, and they should be trained to avoid the pitch points to save their hands and also fingers. The operator should know the hazards with respect to the conveyor. అందులో ఉండే ప్రమాదాల గురించి వాళ్ళకి ట్రైనింగ్ అనేది ఇచ్చి ఉండాలి. Before starting maintenance or repair work, a power should be locked in off position with a key in a pocket, and it should be tagged also with a not to start notice. Whenever a maintenance activity happens, generally for all the kind of maintenance activities, they used to put a board stating that under maintenance. Sorry, it is you under maintenance and do not start. We used to put a lotto tag stating that it is not supposed to be started. ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి మెయింటెనెన్స్ లో ఉంటుందో కన్వేయర్ అనేది ఆ టైంలో మనము అక్కడ నో స్టార్టింగ్ అనే సైనేజ్ బోర్డుని పెట్టాలి. దెన్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ ట్రక్స్, ఇఫ్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు ఇండస్ట్రియల్ ట్రక్స్, forklifts are the major contributors in part of mechanical material handling. So if you see the safety precautions with respect to the forklifts, the capacity of every lift truck should be marked on the truck, and they should not be overloaded. So they used to put in sideways wherever it is visible. I can say a 3-ton capacity forklift, or I can write here 4-ton in a visible manner in the all the directions, or at least in the 2 directions, or sometimes people will put on the back side. Okay, wherever it is visible, there it has to be kept. And also, the operator should not overload the equipment or forklift. A loaded or empty forks should be carried as low as possible, but high enough not to strike the ramp. So, ఏవైతే forks ఉన్నాయో మనకి, we can keep always close to the floor level, and also it should not touch the rams or any float area. Care must be taken to avoid the jerking when lifting a load forward or backward, especially when the load is at height. You should not jerk the load or lowering or sudden lowering or braking when it is loaded, and especially the load is at height. అంటే ఈ పొజిషన్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు మనము మెటీరియల్కి జర్క్ అనేది ఇవ్వకూడదు. సో దట్ ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇంబ్యాలెన్స్ అయ్యి మనకి పడిపోయేదానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. A person must not be allowed to ride on the forks. So people, they used to ride on the forks, they used to sit on the pallets, should not be allowed. And fork should be driven well under the load, and preferably full length or at least 2/3 length of the fork. At least 2/3 should be inside the material or inside the pallet, so that we'll have a well balance to avoid tilting of the material. అంటే అట్లీస్ట్ మనము 4వ వంతు 3వ వంతు ఫోక్స్ అనేవి మనకి ప్యాలెట్ లో ఉండాలి, లేదంటే బాక్స్ కింద ఉండాలి. దానివల్ల ఏంటంటే మనకి ప్రాపర్ బ్యాలెన్స్ అనేది దొరుకుతుంది. When there is a danger or falling objects over the operator, a canopy overhead guard should be provided. See, this is called as canopy or overhead guard, or also called as tilt over protection. And agile floors, etc., should be maintained in a good condition, including proper lighting. So agile in the sense, the pathways where and all the forklift will move. It should be properly marked and should be maintained in a good condition. And also we should have a proper lighting so that it should be visible. The mirrors at turning points, in the sense corners, to avoid the front collision or of two forklifts or coming in an opposite direction. The corner in the sense, this is a corner point as we seen yesterday. This is an end point. Here I should put a mirror so that whenever I'm coming in, I can able to see, even he is coming also from this way, he can able to see me. This is also called a blind spot or a blind point. It's a blind spot so that people can able to see this portion. Okay. With this, we have done this session. If you have any questions, we can discuss them. Even if you have questions in yesterday's session also, we can happily answer. In second class, 50% people only joining. In first class, around 24 people are there. One second, Praveen. Yes, Praveen.
Sir, we want to discuss on EOT because EOT, I just want to, because that slide I was just missing EOT.
EOT, yeah, just a second. I'll just go. Yes, Praveen.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, here about
I just-
EOT, it is majorly, it is in a fixed path. Definitely, you have two fixed ends for lifting and shifting of metals. And also the hoist which is attached to this EOT crane will have a limit of cross travel from this. I can say this is the width of the shop floor and this is the length of the shop floor. The hoist can able to move this way, also other way. Here we have two types of control. One is LT, I mean long travel, and also we'll have CT also, cross travel controls. So before LT, they used to keep the physical barriers also. It's like an obstruction for the wheels. It can come and stop here. And prior to this, at least minimum 1 meter distance, they used to have the sensors to stop the supply to the crane, so that even though if the operator comes here, if he has keep on pressing forward this direction, it will not able to move. Here itself, the sensor will get activated and it will travel this distance, it can stop here. Similar way for the cross travel also, they'll have a limit switches. Apart from this, for this EOT cranes, they will have a overload and a crossover, not crossover, I can say. Over winding sensors also. This sensor will be until, for example, I'm shaking here. This is a drum which is having a wire rope, and one will come here, one will be like this. And here we'll have the roller. For this, we'll have a hook. So here we have a sensor. So unless the hook is coming to this position, it will be okay. Once it reaches this maximum height, or also called as height limit switch or limit control, also they used to call in a general industries, the limit switch. So once it comes here, it will stop the function of the wheeling or the winding function. So that what will happen, we can avoid the over winding of this drum. And if you see, for basically for this kind of EOT cranes, we should have any other. Yeah, we should have emergency push buttons, and we should have isolation switches to cut off the overall supply. For example, what will happen in one floor, there will be multiple cranes. There are 3 cranes will be there. So these cranes, the pendants will be there, 3 different pendants. So 3 different pendants will have different emergency buttons. Apart from this, there is a one supply which can able to isolate all 3 cranes. So those kind of arrangement should be there. And also we have to look for the no overload. So if the crane is a 10 ton, we should always limit that to maximum 8 tons. We should not say that we should limit for 10 tons. We can limit for maximum to the 90% or 80% of the capacity. Then marking of SW. Every crane should mark the safe working load of the crane on the safe working load of the that specific equipment on the equipment itself, and also it should be visible. And apart from this, we have to do a calibration for all these lifting machines once in 12 months by the competent persons. And also internally, we have to do the maintenance of the crane. And also we have to check the diameter of the ropes. So I think most of these will come with 18 mm or 16 mm. It's based on the capacity. If it is in a 20 ton, it will come with 18 mm rope dia. So this diameter of the rope also need to be checked internally by the maintenance team along with the safety persons. This is all we have discussed about EOT crane.
Noted, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, no questions. We'll end up the session for today. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you so much. Happy weekend.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you. Good night.